Alright, so here's the thing. I'm gonna record over this because I don't want to get copyrighted. So, anyway, my name is Brian Bonnet here, and welcome back, folks, one and all, to one of my personal favorite games called Command and Conquer Red Alert Retaliation. And in the last episode, well, we ended the map. What I want to talk about here is basically some things that have happened. That I have been doing is I've been collecting games. I'm gonna a reason why I want to talk over it as well is because of two reasons. Well, for one, I have revealed something I should not have revealed. This is map, and by the way, this is it's going to be map 19. So, time we start and everything. So what I have done is I've decided to. This is not in the video, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I've done it. I've been thinking about how to do it. But before I get into that, I will tell you this. I'm going to be bringing memes into the channel. I'm not going to be bringing them myself. I'll be reviewing them. And, I was thinking about how to do it. This is something I didn't explain in the video, but I wasn't sure I was either going to be doing it on camera or I brought it up or I showed it on screen or whatever. While I'm playing a game, because this is mainly going to be a gaming channel only, with me providing voices. But I've ultimately decided that I'm going to do, because I had to explain it in order to continue. So anyway, what I'm going to do is ultimately take the chance and and I mean this, I'm going to, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to put it as part of an update video. Like, in other words, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to play. I'm going to look at the memes, and then I'm going to say that this is a meme time, and then I'm going to splice in there a game, and then we're going to call it whatever, because this is primarily about games, but also whenever it comes to updates. Games that have no updates will not include meme time. And the reason why I do want to do it is not only just because nobody has thought about this, but because I'm going to do it. Not because I want to gain any popularity or anything, but you should definitely check it out. Check my future videos. But the thing is, I've got so much planned out, and I've got lists that have up there on the channel here. And you might be thinking, well, why can't we see anything yet? Because they're not ready yet. Suikoden is just about ready. I could go ahead and start releasing those, but I'm not ready to release Suikoden. I am getting close to releasing Avion, though. And that's the thing. Once I get that to at least 10 videos, I'm going to keep going. It's only going to be like every so often I'll be like, at least recording a couple of videos a day on that up forefront. And I still want to go ahead and try to at least record some more for Halloween. I don't know. I may change my mind, but ultimately, for this Halloween, because for instead of what I decided on, but it's still going to be mainly that. It'll be Halloween videos. Oh yeah. But I have also since decided to make it where that I'm not gonna just have Halloween videos, but it will be the main part of it. May like be 1 or 2, 3 videos. But again, the very first video is gonna be a Halloween video, definitely. Every year I want to try and do it, but if not, well, I don't know. I may just go ahead and just release stuff anyway. I don't see myself doing The Walking Dead as one of the things I would like to do, but I have to buy the game. It's not that I wouldn't mind buying the game. And Avion seems to have lost out on a lot of stuff. Even though Amaranth is still there, I don't know if I could look it up now or not, but I'm not going to do it there in this video. But I will say this. That, apparently they've changed it to Avion. Yet I know for a fact that they had other games, and I hope that in Parade of Dogs they have not deleted those games, because those games were excellent, and I love 2D games, 3D games. I'm not interested in the newer games. I mean, there are some new games I will check out and want to do, but something that just slaps on that name, especially the Final Fantasy franchise, to me has lost. Ever since they gave up the idea of having, airships and stuff like that of your own, instead of having to pay for it, which is stupid, a stupid idea, very stupid. It wasn't bad enough we couldn't hardly get our own chocobo. Final Fantasy VII was the only one that lets you have your own chocobo where you can keep it. The only one. So yeah, and I intend to bring back Chrono Trigger, but I gotta bring it back with a controller because of what happened there. But that's not gonna happen right now, or anytime soon. You know, which I may have to start deleting things. I hope to get a computer running to make things even better. But I'm not gonna try to get all fancy dies or anything like that. Like, oh, I spent like billions of freaking dollars or whatever to get the most excellent piece of crap computer out there. And I really mean that. They are a piece of crap, in my opinion. Because they all break down. They're all the same. They're not going to, I mean, you might see what? New technologies, new this and that. But ultimately, in the end, what is the point? I can get it somewhat halfway decent running anyway. I mean, sometimes, yeah, I would love to have something like that, but I ain't got the money. Uh, Even the stimulus checks I gotten were never enough. I didn't save up money like some people did from them. I just spend it on there or spend it on some bloody movie. That's one of my, you know, one of the people I grew up with that actually did that. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna just drop everything and start supporting people. Sorry. You I do support charities whenever I got the money. But I also have to think about me, my family, my cat, my animal. These are responsibilities of life. And you all go, well, this is more important to support such and such to get a movie going. When this such and such has their own money and they could have done it their own thing, they got it out of their own pocket. It don't cost that much money to do a movie unless you're going out of your way to break yourself on money. What are you planning on doing? Doing something that costs more than what it's going to cost to hire actors and stuff like that, and all that. What's the point of technology anyway if you can't use it to even cut the cost in half? You're still going to put out a lot of money, but you won't go broke. And unlike back in the old days, people went broke trying to make money. Trying to make films and stuff. Not just to make money, but a lot of people were in it for the money, and they lost out. A lot of people went through it successfully, got the money, boom, they were in business, and then they retired happily. A lot of people broke themselves before they actually had to break themselves before they can make any money because it went way over budget. Even Star Trek, Darkness, or it was called. They broke themselves and they went into debt for crying out loud before they can make any money and retire successfully. And it was said in an article, I don't know if it's true or not, but I do know it's true to be possible because it's happened. It's been proven to happen. You don't have to be one of the people that have gone through it yourself to know this kind of stuff. And I'm not telling you this like you shouldn't get into the business, but why should I ultimately spend out money? Oh, by the way, we haven't been yellow color yet. Anyway, on somebody like that, for that, there you go. Map 19. We're not going to choose blue, red, or green. We haven't been yellow yet. I should have chose a different faction, but I didn't. I shouldn't say country because that sounds racist, but it's what it says up there. And I chose to say faction because technically it is a faction. And it's not really a country so much because we can pretty much do that in real life. And the thing about real life is a lot of things I like about real life A lot of things I don't. Just depends on what it is. Anyway, so this I intend to try to make this even more where I'm talking. I'm not going to promise or guarantee anything when I'm actually playing the game itself. I'm not playing it right now. I'm recording the video. But yeah, pretty much. In this video, I intend to show you. Like, anyway, my name is Brian Barnett Gansey, and welcome back, folks. Blah blah blah. I think I don't remember I said my name or not already, but I have since retired from channels. It doesn't mean I don't upload every once in a blue moon, but I don't particularly upload them every day like this and here. I don't upload every day, but every chance I can get that I can record and upload, I will do. Because I have more motivation and passion into it. It took me a while. So this is the thing, a little fun fact for you. It took me a bit because I had taken time off of YouTube for like I don't know how many months. And then I found my passion, my motivation to get back into it. And I had made my choice to do this. I was going to do the other Brian Gassy, the one that I had created for the archives off of Facebook. I thought that I was going to do that, but that didn't work out because, well, I lost access to the email because I don't remember what it is. I'm sure I know what the password is, but it's the email. I'm not sure. And I don't care. And I don't want to, I'm not doing this to take advantage of the system or nothing like that. I have no intention or any desires to do that. But pretty much, yeah. So in this video, this is going to be the first time I actually lose quite a bit more than what you would see when I'm trying to survive. Because I can't. There's no extra, whatever. And yes, I did cheat in this video. But, you know what? I don't care whether people cheat or don't. I don't judge, okay? And see, because I wasn't familiar with this map, if I had been familiar, I would have already, like, set up my troops. But even then, I probably would have been forgotten because it's been so long. This is actually, believe it or not, one of those maps I have not played. And if I did, I don't remember any of it. The one I played the most is, I don't remember the number, but it's the only one that has a special island on it. You have seen that one. I have not bothered to choose any other colors because it doesn't matter. But I am doing it to kind of mix it up, not to just say, oh, well, one is better than the other, and that's just horse crap anyway. So basically, yes, I intend to bring in horror in here. I don't intend to bring any porn. Not just because of the copyrights or anything like that system or anything because of the kids. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Not only can I not censor it out, because I don't have any way to do that, but I either have to censor it out or cut out the lead scenes, And by porn, I mean, well, I wouldn't even do porn in general, but like porn games, because they have like a crap ton of them. I hardly knew that they even existed before I'm going to be honest with you. Not that I haven't always been, but when it came to like games and stuff, I had no idea that they existed until I started getting into an emulation. And yes, I have bought games, but I'm not going to buy any porn games. There was a porn game that Markiplier played, and believe it or not, it is, but it's a psychotic one. It's also horror-based. It is called Yonde Simulator. And that's the thing that I was talking about in this video. And I hadn't really noticed that there was a bridge there. I shouldn't have built that there, but I did. Anyway, I was just trying to pay attention to the game. Most of the time, again, you won't notice this, but I have been talking. Or not been talking. I have not been talking, but then, If you ever notice that the more time I get is when I'm not actually focusing when it comes to Command and Conquer Red Alert Retaliation. And very, very little does it ever happen on Iron Hander. Which, that is one of the things I intend to release, This is going to be an ongoing series because there's so many maps I'm probably going to be one of doing either before or after I do the campaigns. I'm not gonna promise to fully try to do the campaign because I can fully do maps, have no problem, as long as I'm absolutely cheating. And I can't. There's nothing that cheating will ever do to successfully get me through one mission because there's not a mission. There's not a code that says automatically beat the level. That would be the only thing that could even successfully do it because otherwise that level sucks. It's the only way to get through another dealio. The rest of it's fine. There's definitely going to be one map I'm going to have to really cheat on. Uh, Another one I don't have to. There's just like ones in between I don't have to worry about, but there's ones I do. And There's just one particular one that I know of that's going to make a big deal. That's not. Even with that, I can't. It doesn't even do me any good unless I can somehow protect the tanks because they have to be protected in order to protect the one character that I have to escort. Yes, it is. It's crazy. And, I've already lost a bunch here because I'm getting ready to build a radar dome, which is going to attract them. And the thing of it is, they don't even need to find me with regard to whether I have the radar dome or not. So, and I'm kind of saying this a little bit out of order, but they already have the radar dome, and I can't find them. So, it's whatever. I have to just kind of go through it blindly to try and find them. So, in any case, I should have built a Tesla coil down there instead of right up there right away. But it looks like because but eventually I will have recovered my forces here, so that's no problem. So that's what I'm going to show you in this video. But yeah, I mean, pretty much that's the plans anyway. You should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Uh, give this thing a view, a like, and a subscribe, or not sorry, but and share everywhere. Um, Regardless of whether you enjoy it or not. I would, but it doesn't do me any good because I'm just the one who's creating the content. Oh, and there's something else I want to talk about. I believe I already talked about this, but I want to say this. I just can't understand why people do this in the Facebook market. I know that there's like no rules in the LJ, no yard sale thing, but it's silly the way they do things. Like they'll say free, and then all of a sudden they got pricing. That's the most stupidest thing ever. I get you can do with just about anything you want to. Doesn't say you can't sell Noodly up there. But I wouldn't recommend it because Facebook says you can't. So, not that I would ever do that, but again, or any kind of pornography. But yeah, I mean, and then there's like as well ones that will go $1 and then 250. And I'm like, why in the hell would you put it for $1? That's what you're asking for, mainly. And see, this is where we're about to lose our troops and stuff because of whatever's happening here. So anyway, well, we're not in too bad shape. I mean, because in other words, if you get to this point, don't worry about it too much. Where if you lose your tanks, as long as you've got a good enough defensive strategy and you're quick enough, you should be okay. I'm about ready to lose some tanks here, but I'm gonna lose my radar dome here too. But yeah, pretty much, it's gonna be a it's a deal. And the one thing I would like to do is build me a place to where I can actually sit here and record and not have to worry about anything. I'm not, uh, going to swear that I'm going to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Get what I was going to do. It may not be exactly in this episode, but because I actually took these guys out, that's because they were already being bombarded on the base. The bad thing about this that I want to talk about as well is that if you've ever noticed that I could take my troops and bombard them, but I mean, unlike them, because that's their pattern. They like to take and send out their troops, period. And you can get easily wiped out, but, Anyway, so what I'm saying, though, is that you have to take the time to absolutely defend your base before you send out anything. Even a small amount I could send out. But I'd rather just take my time. Try to build up enough forces, As crazy as that sounds, that's what I would like to do. And basically, that's all there is to this. And, I got all kinds of strategies. I've got more knowledge and experience about Avion. There may be new things that I don't know about that I had to figure out, but still, there's a lot of it that's there that I could teach you about that more than anybody who's ever decided to go ahead and upload a video from like 5 years ago or whatever. Yeah, I've got more knowledge and experience with that game than anybody else has. You know, just because I gotta find my new ways to whatever doesn't mean I don't know the game. Just because I didn't beat the game either doesn't mean I don't know about the game. Most of it's going to be blind to me anyway. And oh yeah, you might want to go ahead. I mean, not might. You should always check it and make sure that, you should take your oil truck from out of there so that he's not up there. Anyway, you should always make sure that your stuff is all not having to be repaired, because if you don't, well, you could easily lose. So that is a thing, Eventually, I'm going to have him move over there at some point and get some ore. Not up there where he was, because he's not really well defended like he's about to be. My war truck. So, in any case, this is going to be one hell of a fight here. But, so, and I apologize for no commentary, but you know what? I don't regret playing the game. I just regret that there's nothing much I can say. And I'm actually playing the game. And, I have quite a bit I want to start sending out, but I got to do it. And I don't have a really good schedule, but, yeah, I didn't notice that they were down so much. I should have been more wary of it. But the thing of it is I don't have any way to protect it. Well, if I had built the one thing that apparently only they have, darn it. But the good thing about the defensiveness that I'm going to have here is that it's going to be able to take out everything that they've got coming towards us. This is going to be pretty awesome. I'm going to be building up quite a bit of defenses, whatnot, but pretty much there's not a lot that they... Yeah, there we go. Finally, I'm going to take him over there as soon as I can. I remember. I did not have him over there, did I? You know what makes it good, and I've never noticed this before, but if you have like some Tesla tanks there, it'll make it even better electrified wise. Doesn't really do good when they have a good side engines, but the only way that they can have any chance against me is the oh god, I forget what it is called, but there's a thing that shoots some cannons at you. I think that's what they're called. V2 rockets and oh, that's right. I guess APCs are pretty good too, depending on how far away they have to get. But pretty much that, or a way to get underwater and start shooting at me or flying. Of course, if you have SAM sites or AA guns, then there's not much they can do to me. Because that would be like, that. I mean, like, if I have SAM sites up here or whatever to stop them, then they couldn't do anything. However, that doesn't stop them from getting a different advantage. But if you get overly loaded with a bunch of troops, I mean a bunch of troops, or if you just keep sending in troops after troops after troops, then yeah, you'll eventually knock them down. It just depends on how much damage you can do before they can rebuild. And I gotta say that, yeah, I gotta take him over there and have him do that. Okay, maybe I wasn't gonna have him, maybe I didn't do it at that point. But I know that I will have it at some point here. Make my ore truck come over this way. So pretty much that is the thing. And I am building up enough stuff. So the reason why you're hearing that shaking is because I guess one of the other AI teams is attacking the Reds. They're the only ones that actually have the technology that I've seen so far, anyway, that we should be taking over. And pretty much once they take out at least 1/3 of the force, then we're pretty much, yeah, sunk in the water here. But we're not too bad if they actually have enough of one technology of another one that we can take over. But it still makes it a little bit more. We can take their time, try to take over that and defend it before we take them out. So, I mean, I want to kind of rush this map, not too much, mind you, but enough to make a difference. And so there it is. I mean, I'm just gonna be building up troops and whatnot. It's crazy. Yeah, here we go. Okay, finally, here we go. He's gonna actually, the past me is gonna take the ore truck, have it come over there and take out some of that. Okay, I know that he will at one point. So just keep watching. You'll see it eventually. Believe me, it's in the video. I don't know why I keep thinking it's gonna be right then, but whatever. Anyway, I just know it's gonna be at some point. And anyway, you know, basically, and the one thing I do not get is when people start doing this, what it makes it sound like when you're doing this. Does that sound like inappropriate to you? All I'm doing is I'm slapping my belly. You can't really tell that it sounds like I'm doing the other thing. I mean, really, people, that's not appropriate. And I love how people are supposed to be so against swearing and all this stuff. Yeah, and all of a sudden your person who goes to, or your son to bar or whatever, and all of a sudden they're listening to music that actually had swear words in it. Well, I personally don't have a problem with them listening to it or anything special. It's just, okay, make up your mind. I mean, you really can't have both. Well, you're against it, but you want to hear it. You know what I mean? that makes any sense, because I know it does. Because technically, all we're talking about is just like either you like it or you don't. Because if you don't, why in the hell are you listening to music that has swear words in it? You know, it's like someone saying, "Well, I don't like the word rape, but I want to listen to it anyway." Why? Or watch it? Yeah. Why would you do that? You don't like it, but you're gonna watch it. Now, to be fair, they do have scenes that kind of remotely suggest the idea, but they don't fully do it in a lot of the movies that have been produced. That's an exception, but when they actually watch someone actually do it, or they actually not just suggest it, but they go on full on, yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna be making some more Tesla tanks. Rocket soldiers, any soldiers you get are pretty much useless. Tanks are useless except for certain ones. Oh, that's right, I forgot the Tesla tanks are pretty good too. They can do pretty much a distance kind of deal where they can have a advantage. They can take you down, but they have the kind of same kind of range as an APC does. A B2 rocket can go further back a little bit, but not too much, and still make enough damage without getting taken down. Not token. That's not a word. Taken. So anyway, mm-hmm. As soon as this is done, I'm gonna stop it. We only got like so many more minutes left, and then I'm gonna stop it right there. I gotta say though, you know, yeah, if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have been able to get too farther there. I knew that at some point it was gonna have it come over here and do that. I just couldn't think of when exactly. The thing about this has always been that, like, depending on the bridges, you just can't go across there with defenses. That's another thing I was going to show you with a trick to that, but I'll show it more often another where I have more access to do that. It's the most silliest thing in the world, but you can actually use defenses to your advantage. And I have done it, but not always. So, yeah, there it is. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was the greens. Why was I thinking that it was the reds or something? But anyway. Okay, well, okay, apparently the greens have been defeated. Well, either way, I've got enough defenses to kind of thwart them back. Or they will here in just a minute. You know, eventually I want to, in the next episode, I'm going to start selling off some stuff here. I have a project that I'm kind of working on for another deal. I got 10 videos up it already. This has already reached, I think, at least 20 videos, so that's a thing. Well, I don't mean at this point, but like before I had started with more. But it was going to happen anyway, so. Just like with the other project. So, you know, I'm gonna let him build this other thing here, and then I only have like a few minutes left. What else the allies have? But you know, or a helicopter. Although, if you have a SAM site or an AA gun. Yeah, at this point, I'm already talking about what I just talked about, so let's not do that. As soon as he pauses, that's when we'll pause because we don't want it to go into that copyrighted stuff. Always gotta check those, make sure that there ain't been damage, because you never know. Yeah. We already discussed that about this repairing module. You never know. Something might need to be repaired, so you might want to always check that. I mean, not might, you should. I keep saying, not might, but you should always check that. I think he's getting ready to pause. Yep, there it is. All right, well, I'll see y'all in the next episode, and stay safe and all that, and whatever you gotta do. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Until then, later.